Mhm. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Ram. So I am working in Salesforce from past almost 15 years, actually 16 years. Started my career in 2010 and started with Salesforce itself. So I didn't switch to any other technology till date, but well versed with the technologies that I have integrated with Salesforce, like SAP, SharePoint, of course, ServiceNow, multiple other areas. So currently, I'm working as a senior architect uh, for one of the well-known organization, and then I'm leading a team of around 48 members working for different programs. Yeah, and now, so we are here to discuss about the high-level introduction of Salesforce, right? So, what is Salesforce? Why do we need it? And uh, what are the career opportunities that you have in the market, and what is the course content that we are going to discuss in future, right? So these are the things that I'm planning to discuss today. But yeah, if you have any other expectations, please do let me know. Okay, anyone heard about Salesforce, did some R&D already, or is anyone looking at, sorry, working on Salesforce in this batch? Anyone?
Mm, No, boss. I'm totally new uh, on
Oh,
Salesforce.
great. So take you to. Okay. So what do you understand by looking at this image? Anyone? So basically,
I think it's a life cycle of a product.
perfect. So any product for that matter, any so as we are looking for some IT product, we'll speak about some IT application, right? So any application that is available in the market today is was an idea earlier, right? And from there, uh, they have to do the infrastructure setup, right? If you are using legacy platforms. What do you mean by legacy platforms? Anything which is not a part of cloud. right? It could be Java, it could be .NET, it could be Oracle, right? Or of course, it could be Microsoft as well, right? Now, I mean, I'm speaking about a decade or 2 decades back, right? The moment we get an idea, if we want to build anything, so you have to have the infrastructure, right? Like you have to have the servers, the softwares to be installed, reporting and tools, or it could be the security tools. Everything you have to connect each other, set it up, and then you can start building the application. Right? That's where in early days, the moment they want to build something, they'll say that okay, we'll take around a year to set it up, right? Then we'll start building it up. So this is one of the major concerns for any of your older technologies. And second thing is I have to maintain all this, right? Because it's me who's building the application, right? The third disadvantage is the server. Right now, let's say when we are buying a server, so we'll have an expectation on the capacity. Key, okay, this application will be used by maybe 100 users. So what I'll do for the safe side, I'll buy a user whose capacity, sorry, a server whose capacity is more than 300 or so, just to be on a safer side. Right? What I mean by capacity, the number of users that can log into the system at any point of time. Correct? For example, if you have a room, I can say, and if the room's capacity is 5 people, what does it mean? At any point of time, only 5 people can stay in that room. If I want to have maybe 100 people in that room, what I can do is I'll ask first 5 people to go and come outside and then the other people, right? So I mean, bunch by bunch, I can process it. So it's the same. But at any point of time, if I want to change the capacity of the server, let's say I built an application, now it is super famous in the market, and almost 10,000 people wants to use the application, but I can accommodate only 300 people at a time. That's the maximum capacity that I got. Now, with this, should I go out to the market and say that no, our capacity is just 300 per month at any point, so I mean I can allow only 300 folks? Not possible, right? Because yeah, ideally it is possible, but what will happen to the rest of 9,700 folks? They'll start looking for alternatives. So it's a loss for me, right? That's where I have to increase the capacity. When I say increase the capacity, there are multiple ways: either replace the server or increase the capacity by connecting multiple other servers and all, which comes with a higher cost, right? So these were the disadvantages when we are using your legacy platforms. That is where we got an alternative called cloud computing, where if you consider your legacy platform as on-premise, where each and every resource you have to maintain, right? So when it comes to cloud, so you have three types of services: infrastructure, platform, and software. Here, depending on the budgets, right? And depending on your organization policies, you can pick the right service. What do you mean by infrastructure as service? Uh, Best example is AWS, right? So if you go to Amazon Web Services, so you will be given a black box, which means the subscriber, so basically the service provider will be sitting in some XYZ place. They will buy the servers and all, and they'll say, okay, Saliza, I'm giving you certain amount of space for the license cost you are paying me, and in that you can build whatever you want. But that's the concept of your cloud computing. It's not that I have to maintain anything. The service provider will maintain the space for me. Could be on security, whatever. Right? Now, when it comes to infrastructure, I have to define the application, data model I have to build, the software that I need, or including the operating systems, also I have to build it, and then I can start building the application. Right? But when it comes to platform as a service, this is where your Salesforce footprint starts, right? You'll say that boss, I'll give you everything. But whichever the application you want to build, you have to build your own application and of course your data, which comes with a little cheaper cost. Now, The last one is software as a service, where Salesforce is full fledged into this, right? Where it says that along with all this, I'll give you certain market standard applications, like as the name itself says, Salesforce, right? Like it speaks about customer oriented applications. What do you mean by that? Sales, service, marketing, right? All these. Now, what do you mean by market standard applications? Like, for example, it gives you market standard sales application, it gives you market standard service application and all. So, what do you mean by market standard? So, when I speak about sales, what is the market standard? For example, if I'm running a small hotel, it's like I'll open the shutter, prepare the food, keep it ready, wait for the customers. Once they come, they will eat the food, pay the bill, they'll leave. Is that the market standard? Ideally, no. Now, let's say I'm selling a car. Then, will I do the same thing? Open the shutter, get the showroom ready, wait for the customers. Once they come, they'll just come and buy the car and leave? Definitely not. Right? I will have to advertise this in the market key. Okay, I do have a showroom in certain place, right? And I'm running some offers. These are the discounts that I'm giving. These are the warranty periods that I'm giving. Right? Looking at that, maybe people like Sailaja or Farhan who was interested in buying the car might visit to my showroom. That doesn't mean that again they won't buy the car. They'll start looking at the car, ask for more and more information to my sales agents, and then they'll go for test drives. They'll keep on asking for maybe extended warranties. It could be on the discounts or it could be on anything, and then they'll go out and compare the market. Once, if they felt that yes, Ram's showroom is better compared to other showrooms in the market, then they might finally come and buy the car. But to do when they're doing it, right, I can't sit with them because I own the showroom. And like Sailaja or like Farhan, I might have hundreds of people who are coming or visiting to my showroom. So I cannot deal each and every one. So that's where I'll hire sales folks. Right? Those people will do all the conversations with the inquiries or the leads of the business so that they'll become a customer at the end. Right? So this is what has been already defined in Salesforce. Now, what do you mean by that? It captures right from advertisement, lead creations, which means inquiry creations, conversations that the sales folks will have with these inquiries, detail, and it helps you to capture all the details, and then it helps them to become a customer along with the opportunity sold, which basically the product so that was sold has also been captured so that it will give you a full-fledged process right from scratch. Now you can say, okay, Ram, this is a normal showroom that you are speaking about. It could be Tata, it could be Maruti or anything that is there in the market. But how about organizations like Lamborghini? How about organizations like Rolls-Royce? So, have you ever seen an ad of these companies in your life about their new product? Generally, they won't, right? Will they run behind customers? Again, no, right? Only customers will go there. And then again, depending on the customer's social status, Rolls Royce will decide whether I have to sell the car to him or not. Right? So that is how their market strategy is in the market. But market strategy of Rolls Royce and market on Maruti is quite opposite, right? The moment Maruti decide that okay, we will launch a new model in 2027 December, they'll start posting the ads in the market right from today, which is 2026 March. Right? See, I'm not discouraging any organization, but it depends, right? Like on the market strategies that every organization will have. Now, where does Salesforce actually fits? It fits in the both the places, right? Because it is saying that To sell a product, this is the process. What is the process? Advertise, lead creation, conversion, customers, opportunity creation, opportunity zone. This will be there for any business for that matter. But now, when you say that, okay, I see two different companies in the same industry, same automobile industry, how they'll use it. So it depends on how they want to use it. It allows you to customize your applications as well, which means Salesforce is not saying that, yes, I'm giving you an application. That doesn't mean that you have to build the application as is or you have to utilize the application as is. If you want, so you have saved a lot of time in defining the application right from scratch, right? If not, what I can do is I can start tweaking the application in such a way that it can be utilized in my organization. Because in both the organizations, Salesforce is being utilized, right? So that's how it works. So what happened now? It saved your time, and of course, it has much better security. Best example is these days, if you are trying to log into your Gmail in new laptops or any new devices, it is asking for a verification code, right? So it's there in Salesforce from 2007. So Facebook or any other, including Gmail, all these authentication tools came in around 5 6 years back, somewhere around 2017 or 18. But Salesforce is 10 years ahead of them. Yeah, those are some of the examples. And yeah, these are the different set of applications and the areas that Salesforce covers. And we call it as Customer 360. Why? Because you want to do sales, Salesforce has an application. You want to do service, which has been run by multiple call centers, they have an application built on service. If you want to do marketing, yes, you do have a product called Marketing Cloud in Salesforce. For commerce, you do have. Now I say that no, I don't want all this. I run a bank and I have a process to be defined for loans in my bank. Do we have anything? Yes, Salesforce don't have anything, but you can build it from the scratch according to your business requirement as well. Which means it is basically giving you a platform or a base. On top of it, you can construct or build whatever you want. And one of the beautiful things in this Salesforce is that it is having something called Trailblazer. So there is something called trailer.com which is a website given by Salesforce where you can log in, start playing with the tools, you can learn the concepts. It's exactly built on with a motto of a video game basically, right? Like let's say if I open a video game, if I start playing and so the more I play, the more levels I'll go with, right? So it's the same here. So the more you learn, the more levels you'll get, and the more certifications you can do. And of course, Salesforce will do upgrades thrice in a year: summer, winter, spring. And each and every upgrade, what do you mean by an upgrade? It keeps adding new features based on their ideas and based on the customer requests as well. And all the documentations, including the practical modules, will be there in Trailer website. So you don't have to worry about, okay, if I'm not getting a notes or if I miss this particular release, will I be missing the documentation? No, you just have to go to trailer.com and then see how it works. That's it. And it has been widely used in multiple organizations these days. Earlier, like at least 8 or 9 out of every 10 organizations are being utilized by Salesforce. So it's there in education industry, it is there in pharma industry, it is there in automobile, financial sector, banking sector, whatnot. Each and every sector has been used. Salesforce has been utilized by every sector that is available in the market. And that doesn't mean that, okay, it is the only solution that you have for any of your problems. No. So when can we utilize Salesforce? I will say if you have a raw data and if you have a well-defined process in your organization to mature it, we can utilize Salesforce. Okay. Any questions so far? Am I speaking too much or too fast? All good. Okay. So with this, what will happen is the moment you add an idea, as it is just paying a license, buying a license, right? You just have to go to Salesforce, say that, okay, I need this particular license, and an organization, you will get it and you'll start building your application, which will save your entire time. This is why one of the best reasons why organizations are running behind Salesforce. Yeah. Now, what are we gonna cover? So these are the concepts that we are going to cover. One is admin and the other one is development. And both of them will have, we need to spend around 20 hours. So 1 hour a day, right? And what are the prerequisites for admin? If you have a very basic knowledge on Excel, which is enough for me, right? Rest all I will be taking care of, which means that doesn't mean that you have to go and look for the formulas or typical automations of Excel and all. That is not required. If you know how to create an Excel, a table in Excel, and if you have a high level idea like how these sheets works in Excel and all, that is enough. Anyway, that we'll discuss in the comparison between Salesforce and Excel. Post that, I've divided the entire course into three different layers. Basically, for any technology, you'll have three layers. One is UI, the other one is database, the next one is business logic. So when it comes to UI, what you can see, what is visible, right? That comes, I call it as page layouts and lightning pages in Salesforce. For data model, so you need the database where you have to construct the right set of tables and the fields inside the tables, connections between those tables, all those things we'll discuss in data model. Then comes your security and business logic. So security, we have concepts called profiles, roles, sharing settings, permission sets, all this. We'll be discussing that. Next comes your business logics, the custom logics which is written behind your UI, which will interact with the data, does the right DMLs when and wherever required by the customers, right? This is what we will discuss in any other automation features like sales process, service process, data loading, process builders, approval processes, flows, all of this. Once this is done, you are ready to have or construct a report on your data that you have created. Post that, you can go with certification within a couple of days. Now, Ram, you are showing a lot of documents or basic a lot of features actually. Where can we learn it? So we will be creating our own environments in Salesforce, right? And it will be there for lifetime. You don't have to worry about, okay, will that be lose? Will I be losing it post the sessions or not? No, it'll be there with you. And we can start utilizing it every day to learn these concepts. Then comes your development. So, what is the prerequisite for development? First thing, you have to have full fledged knowledge on admin, which means, unlike any other technology, I can't say that, okay, I want to be a developer without knowing admin. That's not possible. Because instead of calling it as an admin journey, right, I would call it as low code journey or no code journey. Because here we won't write any coding, we won't use any coding languages over here. So all we are going to use is the business logics, point and clicks, right? If you know the pseudo codes of your requirement, the solutions, right? You can do it. Coming to development, again, if you divide them into three layers, so one is database. Database will be covered in your admin. The same tables will use it in the development as well. And then your user interface. User interface is Aura and Lightning Web Components. These are two components. Then rest all is business logic. The business logic which is there in development is Apex. So it is again for the Apex we do to know how to write the queries and what kind of triggers we have to write. What do you mean by synchronous Apex, asynchronous Apex? What kind of services we have? All these things we will discuss. And for prerequisites, along with the admin, it'll be good if you know the object-oriented programming, high level, and a basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What if I don't know? Fine. When we start the development, so I'll tell you which concepts to be looked at. If you just look at those concepts maybe for an hour or two before the sessions starts, not every day, before the development starts, that should be enough. So that can be covered easily in 6. And at the end, again, you can do the certification, but when it comes to development certification, instead of instead of me saying that okay, you can do the certification in 2 days like the way I spoke about in admin, here I would suggest you to spend some time, maybe a week or two, because development needs lots and lots of practice, because majority of the logics that will be coming in the examination look same, unless until you practiced well you won't be able to see the difference, right? That's it. Any questions? Anyone?
Yeah, Ram, I have a question here. Basically, with all these concepts now, we are also going to do any real-time application before the before course completion.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay,
So even if
sure.
you go to the market, I mean, okay, one thing, right?
Mm.
So I won't discuss the concepts in the session directly. Rather, right
Mm.
from day one, we will look for an application, right, that is available in the market, right? And
Good.
based on that application, we will start seeing what features can be utilized, right,
Yeah. Okay.
in the system, and we'll learn in that way, which means we will learn with application based knowledge rather than conceptual knowledge.
Correct. I think both are important, but I'm trying to understand: are we balancing both
Yeah,
theoretical and
you will. So,
practical?
so I won't just bring the concept and say that okay, Farhan, this is the concept, and you learn it, do some exercise. No. So we will discuss about the requirement, and
Okay.
as I'm already well versed with these concepts, right? So the requirement that I'll build is based on the pattern that you have to. For example, let's say I will say that I'm building an application for banking. I won't jump into security. For building an application in banking, first of all, I need to have the high level schema for it, right? Where do I need the customer information? Where do I need transaction information? Where do I keep the account information? Where should I have my employee information? Right. For
Mm.
that, we need a table. So that is where you'll go with table data model, and then will you define the UI, right? Once we have the structure, then we can start defining the security. So I'll bring on the requirements in the same place as well, so that concepts will be covered. That is for me, and you will have right knowledge, because at the end it's not just learning the concepts, you have to crack the interviews as well.
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah, I
So
got
in
it.
interviews people won't ask you the questions on the concepts, they rather they'll give you a scenario.
Right. Right. Yes.
So
Yes.
I will be targeting on the scenarios instead of just on the concepts anyways you'll get it,
Okay. Sure.
right? And when it comes to the development, or even the admin, right? So I can't assure you that you will get everything, because it depends on the way you practice. But what I can assure you is, like in any other technology, even in Salesforce also, for every business problem, you will have around 3 or 4 solutions. But even in the interview, the expectation is yes. For example, let's say I'm an interviewer and I'll say, Sailaja, can you tell me, I want to send an email to a customer. So tell me which process you'll use. If she says the answer immediately saying that I'll use a process builder, or I'll use a flow or something, then I'll say thank you and close the interview, because she should start thinking deeper into that question first of all. Okay, you want to send an email. When do you want to send an email? Are you going to attach any email documents to that? or are you want to send, do you want to send it as an automation, or you want to send it manually? So once she started asking these questions, right, that is when she'll get the clarity. Okay, I have four different ways of sending an email. Now, in this particular feature, I cannot add that attachments. This particular feature allows me to send email manually, but Ram wants me to send an email when a record has been created. So this won't work. This feature will help me only when I can do the send these emails along with an attachment when a record is created. But now Ram, what if he says that, okay, I want to send an email when when the record is created and updated, right? This is where you will start thinking about it and choose the right feature, or choose the right answer. And I can assure you that you will get that confidence. Rest depends on your practice. The more you practice, the more you'll get. Because every day within the session, one of you will be sharing your screens. It's not that, okay, I will share my screen every day and then give some lecture of 1 hour and then close it. No. So we will sit together. One of you will be sharing your screen, and you will start presenting your screen, and we will discuss how to do, what to do, and all. Right? Others can practice post the session. And for admin, I just need 5 minutes of your time, or basically 5-10 minutes of your time. But for development, every day, basically. And for development, you have to spend a little bit more because it includes a lot of coding as well. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions? Anyone?
Uh, yeah, hi. I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, I am from a non-IT background, so I actually do not have knowledge on IT. So,
Uh,
will will this be from like I was in BPO this thing
okay.
customer support, so I was not into IT side.
Understood. So that is where I have written the prerequisites here on the left top corner, if you see. So when I say basic knowledge on Excel, this is something you will get when you are in 10th standard or inter,
Okay,
or
okay,
even in engineering, right?
okay.
So admin
Okay.
you can learn very happily, but development, yes, if you have to struggle a bit, unlike others, like you have to instead of saying struggling, I would say, if you, by the time you complete your admin, right, I can
Mm-hmm.
assure you that you will really love the technology and you will start spending the time. You have to spend a
Okay.
bit more extra time compared to others,
Yeah. Okay.
and that'll come with the practice. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, brother.
And not just Salesforce, right? Any technology for that matter. So there are two things, especially for the people like Farhan, because Farhan, by the way, even I was not from IT, so I'm an electronics engineer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate Salesforce, right? Not Salesforce, IT actually. I never even joined my Java classes or C++ classes, and when I was doing my engineering, always used to sit on the last bench, right? But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, I became an architect, right? And no one forced me to learn any of these. It's with my own
Okay.
passion I learned this.
Yeah.
So if I can come to this level, definitely anyone can do it because I know about me. So, so it's all about am I understanding the concepts? Practice, yes, it is much, much needed. But if you keep that aside, if you're not able to understand the concept, then I would say, okay, Farhan, let's drop off. But I
Yeah,
can give you 100% assurance that you will understand each and every concept that is listed, including even in the development learning journey. That assurance I can give you.
sure. Okay.
Yeah.
hmm And if we start this training, I mean course, what will be the timings?
That I think someone from Career IT will inform
Okay.
you about the
Okay.
timing. Yeah.
Sure. And it'll be for how many days?
So roughly it'll take around 40 days,
Okay.
which includes both admin and development. But
Sure.
we'll see based on the pace that we are in.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I have. Let's meet. See you on the next week. Thank you. Thanks,
Oh,
everyone.
thank you.